23M. My girlfriend, 22F, says she no longer wants to have sex. Ever. We've been dating for about a year. We are both Christian, but she is considerably more religious. After about 3 months of dating, I talked to her about the possibility of having sex. Even though I knew her stance on the topic, the worst case was she saying no and moving on. And to my surprise, she agreed. I think at the time it really moved forward the relationship and we were really happy about it. However, maybe like a month ago, she told me about a purity pact she made at church and how she decided to no longer have sex until marriage. Here's the thing. I don't feel remotely prepared to getting married, and I don't want to marry someone only because of sex. I'm kinda mad because she took the decision on her own without talking to me about it, and I have to accept it. Or I don't know if I'm just being selfish. Also, I'm an asshole for thinking of breaking up with her. Although I still feel pretty bad about this, I think I can manage for the time being. But I don't know on the long term. Edit. Thanks everyone for your comments and advice. For clarification, I know it's her decision. I just wish we could have talked about it beforehand, just like when we decided to start having sex. For now, I'm putting things on hold while I think this through. She has the absolute right to say yes or no. You have the absolute right to stay or go. It's her decision whether to have sex or not. You have no say in that. But you do have a say in staying or not. 100% her right. Good for her. 100% your right to leave. Good for you. You can't carpool with someone driving the opposite direction. Up finger. This is advice I was given when I was in my 20s and had a really hard time accepting that I didn't have to do everything in my power to force relationships to last. You can decide not to date someone without hating them, or even while still loving them. If you just want different things out of life. If I were you, I'd probably end things, but I'd do my dead level best to do so kindly and make sure she knows that it's not her fault. I don't hold it against her, and that she shouldn't take this as a hit to her self-esteem. She has every right to decide not to have sex again, but she has no right to decide that for you. So no, you wouldn't be an asshole if you broke up with her for it. You're not married. You haven't scrambled your DNA or your finances. Wish her well and the go about your life. When I was 22, my fiancé and high school sweetheart revealed to me after 5 years together that she did not want to have sex because it was painful to put things, even tampons, inside her vagina. And knew since before our relationship that she did not want to have sex at that time, or any time in the future, even after marriage, but didn't want to tell me. Instead, throughout our relationship, she used talk of future sex and saving ourselves for each other, and even having children together to keep me around because she knew I wanted that someday and she wanted to be together. We had a very strong bond outside of that, which made it feel more like betrayal that she lied to me about that very important part of our relationship. And for so long, that was probably the main thing that drove me to break off our engagement. People may say that's petty or inconsiderate and I'm shallow, or that I only care about sex. Put yourself in my shoes though. Someone who was young and immensely excited for sex, had unknowingly signed on the dotted line for a lifetime of no sex. And she expected me to just go with it because we love each other, and that if I really loved her it wouldn't matter. I see why she did not want to tell me, because it ultimately ended our long, very involved relationship. Our families and lives were completely intertwined by this point. But the fact that she chose to actively lie and encourage me to stick around by repeatedly bringing up an encouraging talk of great future sex and having a family together for 5 full years, and then expected our other ties to keep us together when she revealed that was a lie. That was pretty bad of her. She took the breakup very hard, and so did I. After a period of a couple years that I could not seem to get over that relationship, I finally realized my freedom and had a pretty wild mid-20s after that. I lost my virginity I had saved for her, and explored, experimented and enjoyed a very colorful dating, sex life for several years after. I'm now far moved on and married with a kid. Of all the difficulties of being married, I can only imagine that not having sex and not having my wonderful child would have made it a whole lot harder. I did truly love my ex when we were together, but I knew that my drive to have sex would have ultimately broken apart our future marriage, and I was not prepared for that. If she would have been honest to me early during the dating stage to see if that was a future I could work with her on, we likely would have not been engaged or in a long-term relationship in the first place. Who knows, something could have worked, or we would at least have been really good friends. I know via Facebook that she is out there and married now, and I wish her the best. I hope either she found out she can have sex or found a husband that is okay without it. It sounds like she's made her decision about when she'd feel comfortable having sex, especially if her religion is greatly important to her and this is a part of that. I don't think she really needed to consult you of how she uses her body. If sex is vital to you staying in a relationship, then leave. Whether if you feel like asshole is up to you and how you inform her of this. If sex is what you need in order to be satisfied and fulfilled in your relationship, then that's what you need. You want different things. Move on. Don't feel like a jerk for leaving. You have the right to do so. Sex isn't just a minor detail. It's very big deal, and can very well be a deal breaker. You should leave the relationship, given your different views. You are not an asshole for feeling angry. An asshole expresses the anger, particularly in a bad way. I'd be upset that we didn't talk, but I'd also understand that it is a personal and profound decision. I think it entirely reasonable to break up over this. Besides other things, those purity vows often leave long-term scars. It's okay to be upset over the situation, but being angry with her for making the decision is best for herself is pointless and unreasonable. As for breaking up with her over it, that's completely fine. Just as she can make the best decision for herself, you also get to make the best decision for yourself. She decided to no longer have sex until marriage, so your title is a lie then? Since you are a Christian, you might want to try posting this on Our Christian Marriage. Might give you a bit more of a perspective where she is coming from, and you'll get opinions from people in the same faith as you. I spent a year with a man with erectile problems and low sex drive. At the beginning I thought I could live with it. Eventually it had a negative effect on our whole relationship. I wish I had looked past my feelings for him and realized that sex is an important part of a healthy relationship for me sooner. You need to figure out if this is a deal breaker for you. She is entitled to her decision, but so are you. If you want a relationship that includes premarital sex, you need to leave her and find someone on the same page. She did not say she will no longer have sex ever again. She has a purity pact she'll stick with until she gets married. You know the move you have to make, but be sure it's the one you won't regret making later. Break up. It won't work. It sounds you're following different paths in life. It's okay to break up if your values and priorities don't match anymore. She can autonomously decide to not have sex before marriage. Yes, the decision affects you, but it's not one you have a say in, so she doesn't need to consult you. How would you expect that conversation to go other than her stating that she wouldn't be having sex until marriage anymore? Having sex isn't something up for debate or compromise. It's a yes or no, and she's decided it's a no for now. That being said, Sexual compatibility is important in relationships. If you feel like this relationship isn't going to work because you are no longer compatible in that way, it's of course your choice to no longer be in this relationship.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.